Hi, my name is Ibrahim Abdel Rehim, Account Director at Thomson Reuters. I'm here joined today by Simon Bradford, Industry Lead Justice at Microsoft. The first question I have for you, what's the role of technology is having on courts across the globe?
Yeah, it's a really interesting space at the moment, and I think there's a huge impact that technology can have on the justice system and certainly in the courts. It's a relatively slow adoption, I would probably say, at the moment, especially in this particular region. But for me, there's a huge impact it can have, and it's across a number of things. Everything from making the courts more accessible, so aspects like e-filing, making the courts more efficient with case management aspects, and then I think really looking to some of the future aspects as well, which is starting to get into the domain of things like virtual courts, again, around accessibility. Looking at speeding up things, so again introducing concepts like smart contracts, looking at aspects like blockchain as well. So there really is a very wide spectrum of technology coming into the courts and legal space, having a huge impact, I think, across everything. But again, the adoption has been relatively slow, and I think we're starting to see more and more jurisdictions using technology, maybe for areas like trying to get rid of paper and using electronic bundles. Again, things like case management being sort of core and at the center of what people are doing. So it really is it's a mixed set of technologies, it's a mixed set of paces that people are moving at, but the undoubted thing is that technology is clearly having an impact.
Simon, if I may ask you, is there a specific or a significant technology that you are seeing that will have an impact on the court system in the coming 5 years?
Yeah, so I mean, the way I still see it today, I think a number of jurisdictions are really still focusing on the sort of core case management. And I think that's fundamental. I mean, that is the heartbeat, if you like, of the court. I mean, that's what everything sort of focuses around. So I still see there's a lot of effort going into improving and enhancing case management. Once we sort of have that fundamental layer, though, people are then looking to really explore, look, how do I change this process? Because fundamentally, case management is just case management. Is that really changing how proceedings are running? Is that really changing or getting rid of the trivial cases in the system? And I think what we're now seeing is the introduction of things like online dispute resolution or virtual courts, which again allows us to speed things up. It allows us to get rid of, say, those trivial things out of the system so that we can really focus on the important cases. So that's having a much more marked impact, I would suggest, around how courts are running their proceedings. So fundamentally, case management, and then we're seeing bits bolted on around the side of that, be it, like I say, the e-bundle, virtual courts, online dispute resolution, all those type of aspects that are then sort of fitting in.
What are the challenges that you have seen in the adoption of technology in courts, especially for this region?
Yeah, there are still a number of barriers, I think, to adoption. I mean, the legal and justice space is not one that has moved particularly quickly with technology. I don't think anyone would deny that. So I think we still have a lot of changes to make in terms of how we are training individuals, how we're bringing on the court users and the staff and the judges. So I think there's a lot of, not necessarily resistance. I think people want to change, but it does take a bit of time. So I think clearly some of the changes and the blockers are, yes, the personnel and the change management that we have to go through. We also have a lot of legacy systems as well. And that legacy can be both, old IT implementations that are potentially very old and actually, there's a lot of change that needs to happen to them. Or the legacy could actually just be paper. And what do I do with this massive paper that I have? So for me, I think the challenges are definitely one with the people and change management, although I see that changing now. People do want to adopt technology. And then secondly is the legacy systems. They are cumbersome, they are old, to migrate away from those is actually quite a challenge in itself. So for me, those are probably the two key things at the moment.
Simon, thank you very much for being with us today, and it was a great pleasure.
It's a pleasure, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.